Website. Next heading, you write down web hosting. Web hosting. Sometimes you think that how this websites are developed, how you are able to see google.com, facebook.com, Instagram website, or amazon.com, core.in. How it is possible? Or you want to create a website, www.anjo.com. You want to create a website, what do you need to do? You need to do some processes. You don't have to study much about that, but that is called after creating a web collection of web pages, and we are uploading it in internet so that everyone else can retrieve or access it. Then it is called web hosting. Okay, that is called web hosting. Hosting your website to the web inside web. Web hosting. Or we'll say that publishing your website. A web application on the internet, or you want to create an app for doing something. So you just want to publish it on internet. Then we use web. Then that service is called as, Mohammed Irfan, the service is called as?
What then?
The service is called as? That service is called as?
Web hosting.
Web
Hosting.
Web hosting. Okay. So if you want to create a website or if you want to create an app, you have to do a few things. Either you take rents for some space. If you want to create a website, you have to store that particular web page somewhere in internet. So what you will do? You buy some space from the W3 consortium. You can rent a server or you can rent some space so that you can store everything in that, and monthly and yearly you can pay. That is one method. So everything should be saved in the server. So what is a server? Who's a server? A server is a physical computer that runs without any interruption, that your website is available all the time. So whenever somebody is taking www.anjo.com, it should not display the message, the service is not available. Always it should display the answer. If you're getting a message, the server is not available, the meaning is that that particular space, sometimes that the person who created it forgot to pay the rent, or he doesn't want that site no more. So he no more needs the site. Then that particular web page or website won't be available. So when you sign up for the hosting service, what actually you're doing, you're taking basically rent some space on a server. So you can do a yearly payment or monthly payment for your website or web service. Is that clear, Basil?
Yes, ma'am.
Different types of hosting you can do. You can publish your website in internet in different ways. The first one is shared hosting. You can share with someone. The first one is shared hosting. Reseller hosting. That means many people will be selling their space. So you can buy from them, or after that, you can sell your space. It's something like you're buying ticket for movie and you're selling it in black with double. Suppose it's 150 is the money, then you are not you are. Some people are doing that way. 1,000 rupees for one ticket for watching Mohanlal movie. That happened long before, right? Nowadays we are doing that online booking of tickets. So reseller, you can resell. Then virtual private server. Actually, we are sharing servers, but we will feel that you have we have a separate server for us. Dedicated server that is very costly. We buy a server for ours. Dedicated. Enter web server for us. Only for you. So which are there? Amal Kesaji, which are the different types of web hosting?
Shared host,
Hmm.
virtual private service,
Service
and a server,
server. Then
dedicated server,
hmm.
reseller hosting,
Okay. So reseller hosting. So write down the answer, the um, explanation as shared hosting. The explanation is web server is shared with most customers. So we are asking to share someone else's space. So the cost will be more or less, Vithur.
Cost will be less.
Hmm?
Cost will be less.
Cost will be less. We're doing a shared hosting. The next one is reseller hosting. That is already there's a one person who uh, took the space from the web, and what you can do, you can use the space allotted to host websites. That means that person is selling you space. So from that person, you can uh, take some space. Then virtual private server, and we will get like using softwares. There will be a server. Actually, it is a shared server, and it is divided into different servers. Using some softwares, we will feel that we are getting our own server. Okay, so we'll get a feeling that that is called a virtual private server. The dedicated server, the last one. um, Actually, there is only one server. And if Anjos creates a website, it will be some server, suppose server one. Amalraj is creating. You can see it as server two. Reina, server three. Meghna, server four. But actually, it is one server. So using some softwares, we are getting this opportunity to use it as a different kind of server. That is, one server act as multiple servers for multiple websites. The last one is dedicated server. Entire web server is only and only for you. All right. Hope it is clear to you. Sana? Okay. Now next comes a web browser. The spelling is the correct spelling. Web browser. Here the spelling is correct. What is it? It's a software, isn't it? It's an application software used to access and view websites. It's a software. Or you can say it as an application. If you're using in mobile, we'll call it as an application. Common browsers are Microsoft Internet Explorer. Now we have, it's changed to Edge. Google Chrome, Mozilla Firefox, Apple Safari, etc. Then you have some other browser called UZ browser. Many browsers are there. What is a plugin? Ashish Beni, Anthony, anybody knows? Sharat, Mohammed Irfan, what is a plugin? Sharat, Mohammed Irfan, plugin.
Software component that adds a specific feature to an existing computer.
Aha, wonderful. Sharat, turn on your video. Mohammed Irfan, turn on your video. Now you tell me what is a plugin. I just asked you whether you heard about that particular thing. Plugin. Mohammed Irfan, have you heard about that? After installing some apps, if you want to use something, some other features, then what you'll say, I have to install that plugin. Only then I will be able to use that particular feature. Am I right, Mithun? Do you know about plugins? Or suppose you're downloading or you're installing Adobe Photoshop, the basic with a basic feature. If you want to get some other features, then you may need to install plugin. That is again, that is a programs which will add extra feature to your application. That is called plugin. It's an add-on. Another name is plugin, add-on feature. The software component that adds a special feature to an existing computer program. Example, you can write down. So when you try to download some application or try to download or execute some videos, they will tell you download Adobe Flash Player. Have you seen that kind of messages in your computer? When you try to install Spider, sometimes they will ask you install Visual C++ components. Have you seen that kind of? Or if you try to play some videos other than YouTube from some other sites, it will ask you for, it doesn't support this, it can't be played. Download Adobe Flash Player now, then a link will be given. So what is that? Adobe Flash Player, that is a plugin. That's an extra feature that you're downloading. Or sometimes they will tell you the system doesn't support Java virtual machine. So download JVM or download Java, something like that. You get a message. That is again an example of a plugin. Okay. Clear? That's called a plugin. So example, you write down Adobe Flash Player is an example of a plugin. In order to execute some videos, sometimes you need an extra feature. Only then it will be executed, or you can see the video, you can play the video. Then add-ons. So plugin and add-on or add-in, it comes as a software like Adobe Flash Player, but it comes in the case of in the form of hardware also, add-ons that you can insert. So what is that? It's a hardware unit that can be added to a computer to increase the capabilities. If you want to play a game, which is sophisticated game, what you need to add an add-on feature. That is, you need to add a graphical card. You need to insert into the slot. Sound card. Sometimes you will add some extra sound card in your computer. Or modem capability and the memory will insert. Then some accounting programs, you will add some extra things so that the execution will be, or the accounting things will be more faster. Then they are called as add-on. Mohammed Irfan. Mohammed Irfan. Finished writing? Writing. Write up. Write up. Amal K. Saji. Finished writing?
No, ma'am.
Don't write cookies. Write only add-ons. This instruction to Mohammed Irfan. Taking the book now. Wonderful. Sharat, still writing? Over? Is it over? Next, write down cookies. Chocolate cookies. Then, what are the different types of cookies? Sharat? Which kind of cookie you like most? Any kind, right? It should be sweet and tasty. Elvina?
Butter cookies.
Butter cookies. Hana? No. Okay. So here comes the cookies, then again a program. Because since we are studying computer networking, I think I have told you already, some Grishma purchased one kurta and she added many kurtas in Amazon's shopping cart. And she thought, okay, let some festival season come, so the money will be, the price will be very less. That time I will buy it. So let it be in my cart or in my wish list. So she added everything, and I told her install Spider or some other application, or she's browsing some uh, notes for IP. Then suddenly she found that whatever she added into the cart is displayed as Amazon advertisement in that web page. How it is possible? That means whatever you are browsing, there is no secrecy. So already it's all publicly, it is shared to some other websites. Am I right, Grishma? Whatever you browsed in Amazon app, that came in this particular browser. There comes the importance of cookies. These cookies are doing all these things. These cookies are responsible. So cookies are small programs, and your browsing history, everything will be saved in cookies in that small file, and will be saved in hard disk. So whenever you browse a site, and what will Amazon do? Anyways, Amazon has done an advertisement in this particular site. So from the cookies, it will get information which all products you have browsed. So that information will come on the screen. So that is cookies. Small file it is. Very small, but doing a very big duty. Contains information. And when you browse Google, suppose you are browsing for information sorry, Python. Next time when you type P, what it will show, Pavitra? What it will show, Pavitra?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand my question? Are you listening in the class? Sana, what it will show? Sana, Sana, unmute. What it will show? You type for, I'll repeat the question. I searched for Python. One day I searched for Python. Next day, again, I am just typing P in the browser. What it will show? Automatically Python will come. Isn't it? Whatever you browsed, your search history will come automatically. So that is, or if you enter the user ID and password and your save it for the next time. If you click on that particular checkbox, and next time you don't have to enter your user ID and password. Where it is stored? It is stored in cookies. So the web pages visited in the past, login details, password, etc. will be stored. They are designed to hold a modest amount of data specific to a particular client and website. So where it is stored? In the hard drive. And they can be accessed by web browsers. That's why your browsing history, everything can be seen by Google. Are you writing, Amalpreet Sachi? Are you writing it?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me what is a plugin? Plugin. Amal. What is a plugin? Whatever you have written, you answer from that. Hmm. Don't leave the meeting, okay? That means you haven't written. Hmm? And Joe, plugin.
Is a specific
Plugin.
plugin is a specific software component that adds a specific feature in an existing computer program.
Very good. Sharat, what is a plugin? Sharat. Sharat.
Yeah,
What is a plugin?
ma'am, I couldn't hear you.
How many times I told this? I mean, I repeated this many times. Plug in.
Plugin is a software component that adds a specific feature to an existing computer program.
Okay. So that's all about that particular topic. Okay. Your next unit is, oh, okay. By the way, Amal K. Saji, turn on your video. Cookies. What is a cookie? Amal K. Saji, I'm asking you.
And cookies are small files which are stored in
Which are stored in hard disk.
hard disk in computer and contains information like which web pages visited in the past, login details, password, etc. They are designed to hold most account of the data specific to a particular client and website, and that can be accessed by the web server or the client computer.
Wonderful, wonderful. So study this properly, and next day also I will ask you a question. So you have to tell me that same day without looking in the book, without looking the screenshot and all. Clear? Next set of topics, that is cyber security and all. Okay. So write down next topic as social impacts. The first topic is digital footprint. Digital footprint. Write down. Digital footprint. What can be digital footprint, Sharat? No, not Sharat. Elvina, what is specialty of a footprint? Footprint. Suppose you're in a beach. So usually you used to make some footprints, right? What is it? What is the specialty of that?
The shape of a food.
Ah, you can replicate something like that, or somebody who knows, the length and width. Some there's criminal cases. Some criminal cases you can see in the movies. They use the footprints. Okay, this footprint, this particular is of this particular boot. So the person is this much feet tall, and he is using this particular kind of boot. So the next nearby shops, the police will investigate. Finally, the person will be caught, isn't it? Something like that. So that is the specialty of footprint. It gives some information, that some duplicate, or call it as what you can call it as some evidence. It will be there. Suppose if you visit a website, suppose you are visiting a website without your information, some evidence of your information you're giving to that website. Some website, when you register, when you open a website, it will ask you to log in. So the first method will be login with a new, sign up with a new user ID and password. And the other one will be sign up with Gmail. So what you will do, you will directly click sign up with Gmail. When you give the sign up with Gmail, what happens? Actually, they are accessing your user ID and password of your Gmail account, that particular website. So that's the kind of footprint that you are creating in that particular website. So they can get the information. So if they are getting your user ID and password, and they will display something like your details won't be shared to any other website, something like that. So always when you are opening some website, and if they are telling you to register, you register with a new, don't ever register with your Gmail user ID and password if your that particular mail ID is very confidential, or if it contains some confidential information. Or you create a mail ID for you to use for all these kinds of things. Okay. Mohammed Irfan? Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Digital footprints. It is called digital dossier sometimes. That is, you are, as a body of data you create while using the internet. So you will take many websites, isn't it? Relevant websites, irrelevant websites, isn't it, Anthony? Many websites you will take, many websites you will browse, many emails you will send, you will information you will submit, many information in online services, some job websites in order to for vacancies of jobs, or some other websites in order to college websites you will register for the next academic year admission. Well, many things you will do. But actually what these websites are doing, they are stealing your information from that. Not stealing, actually you are giving, so they don't have to steal. Whatever information they are asking, you are providing them. There are two types of digital footprint. One is passive and other one is active. Passive means without your knowledge, it is created. Passive. When data is collected without the owner knowing, you are browsing the net, and without your knowledge, it is getting your information. Your search history. You are not telling any websites to save your search history. But what Google will do, even though you're not asking them to save your browse history, it will be saved automatically. That's a kind of passive digital footprint. Anthony, are you writing or not?
Yes, ma'am.
An active digital footprint that I have told you before. When the information is asked, you are providing all your information. So who's the responsible person for that, Ashish Benny?
Owner itself.
Order itself, it's us. We are deliberately are giving the information. They're not stealing any information. When you're submitting something online, you are intentionally submitting. You're sending an email contributes to your active digital footprint. That is evidence. Am I right, Anjo? You are sending an email. That's recorded thing it is. It's an active footprint. You are sending the information. So that it will be there in your sent items plus the recipient's inbox. It's an evidence. It's deliberately you're sending it. So that's an example of a and publishing a blog or posting in social media. Permanent it is, permanent. That is deliberately you're doing. You're changing your, sometimes the status, in 24 hours, the status will change. You can do a status update. Whatever photo, every photo you share in Instagram, it's an active digital footprint. Anybody can access it. Then your tweets on Twitter, status updates in Facebook, everything. Even the WhatsApp message. After only within 7 minutes, something like that, you need to remove it, delete it. Otherwise, it is a recorded thing. So, see the different ways. How can you give a footprint to the internet? Through Facebook, through WhatsApp, see Twitter, YouTube. Clear? See this? Through games also you're giving your information. Normally you log in with your Gmail account to play some games. Am I right? Malkesa ji, which game you like most?
Yes.
Which game?
Test.
Spelling?
Yes, ma'am.
Spelling.
PES.
PES. Okay. Online game is this.
Yes, ma'am. Football.
Mohammed Irfan, turn on your video. I'll be asked girls, make now which game you like most? Do you play?
Temple Run.
Do you play? Meghna?
Temple Run sometimes.
Sometimes. Okay. So I will give you a suggestion for a game. That's not an online game, offline game. That is called International Business. Have you heard about that? International Business game. Vidur. So you can buy it online. National, you'll get duplicate currencies, dollars. And you can, many countries you'll get. And it's like a snake and ladder game. But instead of that numbers and all, it will be different countries around the globe. You can purchase, you can do anything. You know, there will be, what is that called? UNO, United Nations Organization, you can reach, or you can go to the for vacation, many things you can do. You can plant a tree also in one country. You have to pay for that. So that's called, the game is called as International Business game name is. So if small kids are there, like fourth standard, third standard, they will learn the counting, how to subtract, how to add, and all. That's a good game. You also try that. Okay, that's all for today. We'll see that next class. Bye. Thank you.